The worst kind of fat is the fat that sits around your belly. Research says that it is visceral. Visceral fat is fat that lies deep within your body and wraps around your abdominal organs. It is not always possible to feel or see it. In truth, you may have a flat stomach and still have visceral fat. It accounts for around 10% of the usual healthy fat that everyone carries. Fat serves numerous functions in the body. It works as a cushion for your organs, produces hormones that govern your hunger and other brain processes, serves as a fuel tank for food energy, and may even operate as a space heater that heats up. In other words, fat, particularly visceral fat, is not harmful. However, too much of it produces issues. It is more likely to increase your risk of serious medical problems, such as heart disease, Alzheimer's disease, type 2 diabetes, stroke, and high cholesterol. Researchers think that visceral fat produces more of the substances that cause inflammation and constriction of blood vessels in your body's tissues and organs. This might raise your blood pressure and trigger other complications. There are a few rare genetic conditions that cause extra fat to build, but the majority of visceral fat gain is caused by excess energy stored inside the body, that is, overeating and physical inactivity. And you might be consuming foods that cause visceral fat without knowing it. In today's video, we will be going over 12 foods that are likely to cause belly fat. You might want to watch to the end. You might be surprised at the food you have been eating unknowingly. With that being said, let's get into our very first food that you should avoid, which is sweetened breakfast cereals. Most sweetened breakfast cereals contain refined carbohydrates and sugar. They are also low in fiber since fiber is removed during the manufacturing process. Do you consider your dried fruit cereal to be the best? Think about it again. Even seemingly healthy ingredients, such as raisins or cranberries, can have a lot of sugar added to them before they're combined with the refined grain part of the cereal. Having this high glycemic meal in the morning can have a double whammy effect on your health, first by adding empty calories with little nutritional value, but secondly by causing an insulin surge, which can cause someone to feel tired around 2 hours after eating. This lack of energy leads to less exercise and, more often than not, the impulse to go for another high-calorie snack to provide a rapid energy boost. This roller coaster effect caused by blood sugar and insulin peaks and troughs leads to increased calorie intake and decreased activity levels, which is a formula for visceral fat development. Let's move on to the next one, which is frozen coffee drinks. While frozen coffee drinks are undeniably delicious, excessive consumption can have disastrous health consequences. Frozen coffee drinks, due to their high sugar content, can induce fast spikes in blood sugar levels, which can have both acute and long-term health consequences. Furthermore, these beverages are rich in calories, which can lead to an increase in visceral fat, a form of inner fat that accumulates around the organs, as well as a variety of dangerous medical conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. So, while you may enjoy them on occasion, you should not make frozen coffee drinks a daily habit. This leads us to the next point, which is drinks with heavy creams and added sugars. Many prepared beverages include significant levels of saturated fat and processed sugar, both of which contribute to the formation of visceral fat. Many of these drinks include more sugar than is advised for a whole day and, in some circumstances, more calories than a usual dinner. Excess calories will be turned into fat storage as well. Green, black, or herbal teas are acceptable replacements. Because of their high caffeine content, these teas are excellent for one's health. The fourth food on our list to avoid is fruit juice. No matter how juicy they sound, they aren't healthy for you. You might be wondering what could go wrong with something natural and high in vitamin C. While 100% fruit juice is a better alternative to sugary beverages, even all-natural fruit juice has up to 36 grams of sugar per cup, which is nearly the same as 4 Krispy Kreme glazed donuts. Furthermore, the majority of the sweetness in juice is due to fructose, a kind of sugar linked to the production of visceral adipose tissue, or belly fat. Your best bet is to stick with plain old H2O, which is water. However, there is a way to spice up those glasses of water. Fruits such as oranges and grapefruit can be added fresh. The secret is to leave the peels on. Citrus peels are high in D-limonene, an antioxidant that assists in the elimination of toxins and the release of stored visceral fat. Another food that causes belly fat is chocolate. To begin, let us make it clear that not all chocolate is dangerous. Actuality, dark chocolate has several health benefits, and a study published in Heart found that eating up to 3.5 ounces of chocolate per day can help lessen your risk of heart disease. It may also help you shed belly fat. The problem is milk chocolate. Milk chocolate bars are high in sugar and calories. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, chocolate bars are the food most associated with weight gain. Remember to avoid the milk chocolate bars. Next is palm oil. Palm oil has a lot of saturated fat, which has been linked to an increase in visceral fat, particularly in people who consume a lot of polyunsaturated fats. According to one 2014 study, those who ate muffins made with saturated fat-rich palm oil accumulated more fat overall, especially in their livers and abdomens, than others who ate muffins made with polyunsaturated fats obtained from sunflower oil. These findings are especially important when a person consumes more calories than his or her body needs, which is common in the American diet. Another unexpected food that makes you gain visceral fat is white bread. If you believe that not all bread is awful, you are correct. When trying to reduce belly fat, avoid too much refined white bread. Whole grains were found to reduce visceral fat deposits in the abdomen, but processed grains increased them. Before you put your next piece of bread in your mouth, think again. The 8th worst food on our list is pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? The best food to get when you're having a bad day or feeling too lazy to cook up something, but guess what? Even with vegetables on top, remember that pizza is still, well, pizza. It's the American diet's second highest source of saturated fat, second only to cheese, with most slices holding half a day's worth. According to a study, saturated fats, unlike other fats, are more likely to be stored in the stomach. Any of America's unhealthiest pizzas should be avoided at all costs. The next visceral fat-producing culprit is fried potatoes. Whether they're potato chips or French fries, potatoes have a high glycemic index, which means they may cause blood sugar levels to rise. Deep frying introduces trans fats, which are often used in frying, as well as carcinogenic acrylamides, which form when any carbohydrate-rich meal is heated to extremely high temperatures, as deep fat frying does. Fried foods and fast food were shown to be strongly associated with visceral fat in a large twin study assessing dietary patterns related to visceral fat. French fries go with both types. So, what are your options? Instead of fried sweet potato fries, try baked sweet potato fries. This is a simple change that will help you lose belly fat. Next is ice cream. This is problematic since eating ice cream every night will not help you lose weight, but will instead lead you to gain more. What is the reason behind this? Because of the sugar, ice cream is a carb-heavy meal, and eating a lot of refined carbs may result in belly fat deposition, as Edwina Clark, RD, APD, found in another article. So maybe a pint every night isn't such a good idea. Another food to avoid is soda. If I had to pick one worst food that contributes the most to excess visceral fat, it would be soda, both regular and diet, sweetened with high fructose corn syrup or artificial sweeteners. Numerous studies have linked sugar-sweetened beverages, the most common added sugar source in the American diet, to visceral abdominal fat, as well as an increased risk of diabetes and cardiovascular disease. One study examined how often people drank soda and how it affected fat deposition in healthy adults and discovered that sugar-sweetened beverages were certainly associated with increased visceral fat deposition in the abdomen. Along with sugar-sweetened soda, diet beverages have been linked to abdominal obesity. While some older studies do not show that diet soda increases visceral fat, a 2021 study discovered that adults 65 and older who drank more diet soda had increased abdominal obesity, and the association was a striking dose-response relationship, which means that the more diet soda the study subjects drank, the more abdominal obesity they had. Drinking diet soda may also lead to people believing that eating more is justified because they are saving calories on the soda, resulting in a higher overall caloric intake. The last worst food on our list is cookies, cakes, and pastries. Wondering how something as innocent as this will cause any harm? Keep watching. The combination of refined sugar and empty calories, that is, calories with little to no nutritional value, and cookies and pastries leads to insulin resistance and excess weight, particularly visceral fat. The main cause of visceral fat buildup is excessive calorie consumption, and these meals are typically heavy in calories, refined carbs, and occasionally saturated fats, with little dietary fiber to keep you full. Consuming these delights causes more than just visceral fat. Pastries and cookies are also rich in saturated fat, from butter, or trans fats, from margarine or other solid, shelf-stable fat, both of which have been linked to an increase in cholesterol and LDL cholesterol. In conclusion, some foods, whether you like them or not, will always make their way into your stomach and cause what looks to be quick weight gain. Yes, we're referring to that dreaded belly fat. We all despise abdominal fat because we know how difficult it is to get rid of it once it appears. However, a number of factors may increase your chances of gaining belly fat. Some aspects are beyond your control, such as your genes and normal hormone swings throughout menopause. Making health-promoting food and activity choices, on the other hand, can help you lose belly fat and manage the associated health risks. So here you have it, the 12 worst foods you should avoid. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to add yours. Like and subscribe to this channel. Stay healthy always.